Hey y'all, I'm back. It's Fertility Queen, and it has been a long time since I've done any kind of a video or update. I just wanted to let you guys know that I've been rather ill these past weeks. So I've been in and out of the doctor. I'm not sure what's the problem. They're still doing a lot of testing, so I'm having something going on with my stomach, and I don't know if it's some kind of a parasite like I've been saying. I don't know if it's a pancreatic issue. I just know that I'm sick and I've been calling off work quite a bit. So I've been doing all sorts of testing. I actually stopped doing the Vitex, and I just stopped taking like my B vitamins and stuff. I was just feeling really out of it. So I took a little bit of a hiatus. I didn't make an update because of that, as well as my weight has just been going down. So the last time I weighed in was last week, and I was roughly 94 pounds. Very weird. I have not been at such a low weight in an extremely long time. But anyways, I look forward to getting back up there, 105, 110 for my 5'1" frame. I noticed like after, I don't know, I want to say 99 pounds. I mean, my face fat is the same, but getting up to like 105, then I get a little bit fuller, and my body also gets fuller. But yeah, so I noticed like you can actually lose like 10 pounds and not have any change to your face weight too much. So I might look okay in the face, but my body's really frail and I'm very skinny, and that's unhealthy. So anyways, I'm still alive. It is what it is. So yeah, I think I've got something going on, food intolerances or something. I just have to eat pineapple and I feel really good. So I've been eating a lot of pineapple and some regular food here and there, but I'm just not hungry. I've just been losing my appetite. I do have a question, and the message is I want to grow my bust. And this is from ASM, and she's writing, "Hello, I'm a 27-year-old girl who's tried several techniques before as an attempt to grow my bust, but I had no results. It's interesting because I had prayed for a natural C-cup breast size, and I found you and the bovine ovaries. How can I take it in the most effective way possible? Your way, I'm pretty sure it is powerful and working, but I'm a non-alcoholic, so how can I work with that effect? Or, sorry, excuse me, that fact. You mentioned that you mix herbs with bovine ovaries, but I read that it is harmful because the bovine ovaries already works up your natural hormones, so you need no external help. Now, as much as I'm excited to try it out, I'm too scared to even consider it. I like to research, as most people, and search for side effects first, and I found that this can lead to abnormal internal growth of organs such as heart, lungs, kidneys, etc. It can weaken my ovary because I'm dependent on an outer source, and so many. Is this correct? And what should I expect with this procedure? I mean, I would like to grow my bust, but I don't want other things that come along with puberty because I already did and have an awful one. A lot of acne, hairy body, manly looking face. I treated my puberty side effects now, like I did body laser, hair laser, and took Roactine for my acne, and I look pretty good now. So would me using bovine ovaries repeat my actual puberty all over again? And lastly, please, would I gain some weight? Thank you for your time and consideration, and waiting to hear back from you. Ring." I know I've addressed a lot of these before, and maybe you haven't caught, like, you know, there's a lot of videos, so I understand you don't have probably a lot of time. But in your case, I don't know what those techniques were, but you know, like me, I did like several, well, to me it's several. Anything like over 2 is several attempts. I think the BO was my 4th attempt, and I was ready to give up. So it's either really possible that herbs could have worked for you, but you didn't give it a chance, or it's possible that you were not sure what you were dominant in. It's so important to know what hormones you're really dominant in, and then choose herbs accordingly, or you know, whatever protocol accordingly to what your body actually needs. So you know, I was hoping to get this a little lighter and brighter. Maybe I just need my flash. There we go. I don't know if that helps, but okay. This is a new phone, and I think it's a little bit better on the camera distortion. It just seems like it's a little bit clearer. Okay, so what can I tell you? If you're a B cup or even a full A, BO can work for you, and pretty quickly. A lot of women who are a B cup, maybe even a somewhat developed tissue, start seeing results between 6 to 3 months. So I don't know if you have any developed tissue or if you've breastfed, but you girls would generally see results quicker. Now, if you're starting out like basic to like completely like no development, it's going to take you up to 6 months. And that's just the truth. That's what you can expect. Now, the fact that you don't do the alcohol, I can make it out of glycerin for you if you really wanted it. I do glycerin and water, and it actually kind of makes it taste sweet. So I don't know if you've had vegetable glycerin before. This one is a palm oil derived vegetable glycerin, so I do not use soy. I personally like the vegetable glycerin. I used to kind of do the vape thing, and then I realized how bad it is for your thyroid because it's going through the lungs. But internally, taking it, it's fine. So you can do glycerin. You can make your own, or I can actually make it for you. So just let me know. I can do that. And I've had a couple, well, I've actually had one recent order who requested vegetable glycerin based. Still drops. It's very thick and heavy, so I'm not sure what the dose would equate to, but that's why I like to mix it with sterile water. Not spring water, sterile water. So I'll mix it with sterile water so that it's not so thick and goopy, but it is going to be a little thicker than the alcohol extract, and the molecular weight is heavier. So yeah, be careful when you're dropping. You might do 3 drops instead of 1. Just really pay attention to like how much you're putting in, you know, a little bit of tea or juice or whatever however you take it, even like under your tongue. But it is effective. So mixing herbs with the ovary, no, I don't mix the herbs with the ovarian tincture at all. The only one that does that is Bountiful Breast, and I don't know, wait, maybe it is not Bountiful Breast. I think I'm thinking of Medplex when they were in business, and they're no longer in business. So, and it was so cheap, and it was just so good. I mean, it was questionable where the ovaries came from, but honestly, like, I didn't care. It had wild yam, and it worked just as well as Bountiful. But anyways, yeah, you don't want to put the herbs in there because you want to take them separate. Now, if you feel like you would benefit from an herb along with your BO protocol, you're going to want to take everything separate. And I have a guide that explains how to introduce the herbs, because you just don't want to take everything at the same time, because then you're not going to know what's producing what side effects or like growing effects. You're not going to really know what's helping you and at what dose. So this is why we don't add anything to BO. And if you're making your own, don't add anything to BO, because there's a chance you're going to be on this program for a year to a year and a half to maybe even 2 years. You're not going to want to take that herb for that long. A lot of herbs you can't take that long. So yeah, we don't combine the herbs. Definitely don't do that, and I've never done that with the tincture. Now, as far as research in that abnormal internal growth of organs, I will address this and tell you I do believe it does grow the ovary. And the reason why I believe it is because when I was taking it, I was taking too much. I'm not going to lie. I overdosed a few times. I was getting really sharp pains. And then I think this was like around month 6. Because I didn't know what my dose was, you know? I really didn't know. It took me a while to realize, like, I'm overdosing. What are you doing? So I had to, like, really drop back my dose. Not do 45 drops a day. I went back to 25 to 30. That was what was working for me. And being as strong as it was really important that I skipped a few doses here and there. So I had a female spirit, and this goes back to a thread that I have on Breast Nexus. I forgot what's it entitled, but it's one of those really freaky threads that, I mean, it's paranormal. So long story shorter, in the spirit world, we have a problem, and it started in 2012. They've always been doing these things. Demonic entities are extremely knowledgeable and will tell you how to pretty much do anything. It goes back into the days of old in the Bible, where they would tell people how to create weapons, how to be beautiful, how to fix your health, anything. It's probably in the Book of Enoch, but anyway. We got a lot of our information from these demonic entities, a lot of these fallen ones, and it's no different than today. So what did they tell the spirits in the other world to do? When I found out what they were doing was, you know how we have spirit attachments, hanging out the bars, the casinos, you name it, they'll attach to any living, breathing soul in a body here. So what I was finding out was, in 2012, they were doing a very taboo thing, which was known, but not a whole lot. So they would jump the bodies of us. If you want to know more about that, you can go to Be Plain Girl channel, and I could tell you a lot more there. But anyways, they like to sleep in the bodies of people here in this world, and if you've got nice hands, they will want those hands. If you've got nice hair, it could be anything. It could be your face, your nose, it could be your body. It's what they're going to do. They're going to jump you. So over time, they're going to get your attributes. This is why we have to remain humble as human beings and believe that there is a creator, and we will all be judged on and held accountable for these things that we do. So, you know, you can't walk around like you're the shit if it could be stolen. All your talents could be stolen too. All your wonderful, bright ideas can be stolen, anything. But there's a lot of cruel people out there, and this was what they were saying. At the time I was doing the protocol, the one female spirit told the other, "Oh my God, we did an x-ray on her, and her ovaries are huge." So they said that my ovaries were very large compared to the norm. And she said to the other female, she says, "My mom did the x-ray, and that's pretty much what she showed me." And the other girl's like, "Well, are you going to be okay?" And she's like, "I don't know." Because she was jumping me. I don't know for how long, but long enough to be concerned. So they wanted to get the results that I was getting. And so they do a lot of little tests. They'll look to see, like, you know, if you've got implants or if you're real or whatever. But that was what she was saying. So I woke up and I thought, oh, I guess this makes sense. This would make the organ bigger. So I do believe that they're bigger than before. I do believe that if you overdose, they can make the organ bigger. I'm fine right now. I don't know in the future, but I'm pretty sure I will not go through menopause for a really long time, because what happens is when our hormones start to be, produce less from the glands tend to atrophy. It's just a natural process. So I feel like I've turned the clock back, and I'm brand new again. Like I'm 10, 11, 12, going through puberty, and the glands are nice and big and working. So I feel like they're probably going to start atrophying when I'm like 50. Who knows? So, yes, it can. I believe that it can. Now, heart, lungs, and kidney, you must be talking about kidney glandular and lung tissue and heart, because they have all these different glands, but BO is not going to make your heart, lungs, or kidneys bigger. I don't believe it's going to be making them bigger unless they thrive on iodine. Iodine is really good for you anyway, so the body tends not to get enough iodine. So yeah, I don't know. I don't think so. And to weaken your ovary, I don't agree with that. It makes it stronger. It makes it work better. It makes it grow. So in this case, I would say it would make it overactive, like an overactive pituitary, which is not what you want. Makes things grow really big because of all the HGH it's producing, and the pituitary is probably swollen itself. Who knows? But in this case, there goes those dogs again. Dependent, I don't believe so. Can it cause damage? Sure, anything could cause damage. Could it feed cancer? Absolutely, because it's like a real hormone. But what else does that? Birth control. You're taking synthetic progestins and whatnot, chemicals that are in the birth control. You're going to be far worse off taking the birth control. You're going to be dependent on the birth control because it's shutting all your functions down. So that's what's sterilizing you, is the birth control. This is not nearly as dangerous as birth control, unless you're overdosing your body on it. Then yes, absolutely. And that's my opinion, and I've done enough research to believe what I've read. What should you expect other than a little bit of waiting patiently and believing that this will work for you? You are going to get a little bit of acne. So that's why you take an anti-androgen. So you could take saw palmetto, pigeon bark. It's in my guide. It's on the forums. Peonies. A lot of women do green tea. I feel like green tea killed my testosterone, and not in a good way. But maybe for you, since you've had androgen issues, green tea would not be a bad addition. You've had the issue with acne. I'd say it could be more of a dietary thing. Maybe a lot of mucus, like mucus foods like milk, dairy. I don't know. Dairy's been known to cause cystic acne in many people. So it could be your body's reacting and trying to get this sort of bacteria. And then once you get the oil producing, like all those critters, those Domodex mites, come and feed off, and it's like burrowing into your layers of your skin. So yeah, it becomes cystic because of all the oil, and then the bugs are invited in that environment, and then you've got all these mites on your face, in your skin. So yeah, you want to not have sugar. Do not have sugar. Unless it's fruit. Sugar, lots of chocolate, lots of caffeine. I noticed when I dropped these things, the hair on my arms became really far less. And I'm not really super hairy, but I noticed when I was eating all these things, it started to change me into androgen dominant. So the sugar thing works. Stay away from it. Do not eat the candy and the chocolates and all that stuff. Stay away from it, and don't have the dairy if you have an acne issue. Not saying that was what it was from, but it's very possible. you might gain some weight because you're going to be taking protein. You need those amino acids. The key is to not eat shit food. Have more of a high raw diet with vegetables, cooked vegetables even, if that makes things more filling. Less of the white potato, less of the rice maybe. I noticed when I dropped my protein down a little bit, my weight normalized because I was probably overdoing the protein. I didn't care. I was just taking anything. I was taking whey, and then I was doing high raw, and then I was also doing a lot of chorizo, eggs, beans, anything I can get my body's hands on, just to gain that weight because I was underweight. When I noticed the weight was sticking, I decided to drop that protein down. So you can always test your body to see how much protein you're going to need. And I suggest starting with 10 grams extra in the morning and 10 grams extra at night, and take it from there. So you might gain some weight. The acne will pass. You may spot. Acne may be for 3 to 6 weeks and just pass because you're going to take your anti-androgen, but you're going to do that beforehand. So if you purchase from me, get the guide. It comes with your order, and then you'll know when to start these things so that you can prevent this. Still may happen, but very, very minimal. You might spot, as in you might have your menses. This is why we always advise to start at the right time. Generally, the first day of your cycle is when you'd want to do it. And if you're not having a cycle, then we maybe start on the full moon. That's just what I recommend, a full moon. Yeah, so I hope that answers your questions. I can't really say how it's going to affect you because you're going to have to go on this journey yourself and find out. But don't let it scare you or deter you. A lot of girls, a lot of ladies on the forum have gone through it, and they're willing to talk about it and see what has helped them. Anti-androgens have helped me, and cutting back on crappy food as well. So, alright, I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.